Deforestation. It is a huge problem going on in the world today, and it needs to stop. Well, how do we stop it? Good question. I will provide you some answers. If any of you are wondering why deforestation is such a huge problem on Earth, think of it this way. What do trees do? Give us oxygen. What do we do with that oxygen? We breathe it in. What do us humans give out that is important for the trees? CO2, or also known as carbon dioxide. If you're wondering why it's important trees get carbon dioxide, well, think of it this way as well. No CO2 equals no trees. No trees equals they can't produce oxygen. No oxygen pretty much equals dead humans. You get the point now. Now on to the topic of deforestation itself. Why does it happen? Well, do you want the blunt answer or the not so blunt answer? Let's go with both. So for the not so blunt answer, deforestation happens because, most of the time, big industrial companies want to expand their business across the world, so wherever they find a good spot to set up business, sometimes in a forest. Also, humans cause forest fires a lot of the times in a lot of the national parks, forests. That's one of the reasons why deforestation happens. Now, on to the blunt answer, and it's quite a lengthy answer, but it's worth explaining and discussing because this is pretty much why it happens on a large scale. The reason why deforestation is happening is, well, the industrial companies just don't give a darn about the forests. Being straight about it right now, they really just don't. They just move into a forest and think, oh, this is a good spot, and then they begin to tear it down and burn it down just because they want to make more business or to set up a new business and make more money. They don't give a crap how long the trees have been there or the wildlife. Some of the trees have been there for about millions of years, longer than us humans have been alive, and they just move in and go, screw the trees. All they want is money, which is ironic because money is just green paper, which also comes from trees. They're greedy. That's why deforestation happens, because big industrial companies don't give a single crap about the land they're burning and tearing apart. They're doing it to make more business and generate more money. That's it. Now, when I say that, I'm saying it in a very passive way. I do not hate the industrial companies. Hate is not the correct word choice. I do not like what they are doing. I strongly do not like it, but I do not hate them. They definitely have the choice to not tear down the forest and burn them, killing and removing trees and other wildlife from their habitat, but they do it anyways. I get the idea that they want to expand to new places, to make more business, to reach out to more people, to make more money, so people who work in that such company or industrial area can make money to have a stable life and have a stable job. I get that. But when, let's say, a logging industrial company decides to expand into forest and begins to tear down pretty much the entire forest itself, not just the small part, but the entire forest itself, just so they can quote unquote expand. Yeah, no, that is just wrong. Now, do not get me wrong, I'm not saying an industrial logging company cannot expand into a forest. Who am I to prevent them from doing such a thing? I'm just one person, and they're probably like a multi-million-dollar company. No way I'm going to win that one. What I am saying is it's wrong for the fact that any, not just logging companies, I use that kind of company as an example since they would be the kind to expand into a forest because it's reasonable. What I say is wrong is basically what is wrong is that any industrial company that does expand into a forest does not need to tear down the entire freaking forest. That is not right. And frankly, you know what? You know what's time for them to do about it? Mr. Franku, if you will please demonstrate.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more!
Yes, that is right. It is time to stop. Stop tearing down the entire forest. It is not needed to expand your company. I do not mind if you tear down a small part, not a huge part, but a small part of the forest you're expanding in. Just as long as you don't tear down more than what you need, and plant seeds, so that way the forest can begin to regrow back slowly but steadily. Industrial companies that expand into forests can do this, but they choose not to because they do not have any regard to what happens to the trees and or the wildlife. And frankly, that is very sad. Like I said, the industrial companies can definitely think about how they affect the forest and the wildlife. They can only tear down how much they need to tear down and what is needed, and not tear down any further if that is needed, that is. And they can plant flowers and seeds for flowers and trees to help steadily regrow the forest. But they cannot just leave the seeds unattended. They actually have to physically take care of it. They can't just plant them and go, oh, the forest will be fine in a couple years or so. They can't do that. They have to plant the seeds and physically take care of them. But once again, they won't do that. Because money makes the world go round. Right?